Hey buddy, what's good? It's DREAMR, and today I'm going to show you how I co-produce If We Being Rëal by Yeat. Let's get into it. So the intro to this song originally had a Radiohead sample, and there was not a chance that was going to get cleared. So I was asked by the Hollow guys to replay/interpolate it, and I did that, and it still ended up being too similar. So the night the album was being submitted, we got asked to do a whole new intro, and that's when LRBG and I got on Discord. We said, let's get to it. We made a couple versions. I'm going to show you the one we went with. Let's get into it. All right, for the first sound we used, we opened this library from Contact called Serendipity, and we used a preset called Rhodes Trem Pad, just to give it a clean and atmospheric/cinematic sound to start off the intro.
All right, then for the next sounds, we had the idea to use some strings, this time from the Contact library Arcus, one of my favorite Contact library for these type of like texturized strings. We used a preset called Freezing Winds, and what we did is we exported the sound and we added a little 4-bar fade in just to slowly introduce the strings into the intro. All right, for this next sound, we needed a little more high end. We went into Arcus again, and this time we used a preset called Disturb Voices. We also did a fade in like we did for the strings, but this time the second pad just starts at the 3rd bar.
And then after that, we added these string basses from Spitfire Audio. For these, we just wanted a bit more low end in the intro and kind of to make it more dramatic and cinematic sounding. And like before, we ended up using a fade, and this time it goes halfway through the intro. And then after all that, we have guitar part 1. And then playing at the same time, we have a second guitar lead.
All right, so for this sound, I used Valhalla Shimmer and Valhalla Vintage Verb. It just gives it this verbed out effect, which makes it feel really cinematic, and it's a cool feature I like to use on my one-shots. All right, so finally, we added those 2 texture just to add more ambience and make the whole intro sound more organic. Then we added this riser to transition the intro to the start of the song.
So in terms of advice for some younger producers, I would say that personally, find some people that you really want to work with and you actually rock with like people-wise, and stick with them and try and build up together rather than doing everything yourself. So I think if you do everything yourself, you're gonna burn out like crazy, and that used to be me. I was doing like 3 or 4 loop kits a week. I was doing like graphic design on the side, doing audio engineering, like running sessions. There comes a point where you can't do all that yourself, and you're gonna need a team of people that you're coming up with so you guys can start spreading opportunities and sharing ideas and really coming up together. And it's gonna just make the process go way faster compared to if you were to do everything yourself. And for me, those people are hologram. Like, I don't know what I would do without them at this point. Like, man, those are my people. Those, in terms of music, are like my real like group of friends that I totally rock with, and we're all in it for like the long haul, and that's what's important. Like, we're not trying to just like get some opportunities, run it up, and then dip. You know what I mean? Like, we're really trying to build sounds together, like new ideas, keep it fresh. I think that's really important because, yeah, if you're gonna do it on your own, it's just not gonna happen. And then I know I've said this one before, but I think another important thing to do is really like be willing to travel for your music. I think for me personally, being from Vancouver, there's not a lot of opportunities here. Like, shout out to all the Vancouver artists I have worked with. Like, I really do respect them and they're trying to build something here, but it's just not up to the same stature as like a LA and New York. Even, I don't make country music, but like a Nashville. You choose a city where you think the music that you want to make is, and you go there and you just see what happens. Like, take a shot. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does, but at the end of the day, you can tell yourself that I went there, I tried to do something, and more often than not, if you're really putting in the effort to get into these rooms, you'll probably get there. And then third, I would say, like, posting content doesn't have to be all the time. Like, I personally post like barely any content anymore, but I used to go like super crazy on the content. I feel like it forces you to also get better at music because you're putting out all this stuff, and you can go back later and be like, damn, that kind of sucked, or I put it out there and I was doing it. And if you're still doing it, you're gonna improve, and there's also gonna be exponentially more than if you just sat there and you never put out anything and you just made a couple beats here and there. Like, really lock in, really start getting yourself out there, like show your face to the world. I feel like your face card is very important compared to just being a name on social media. But yeah, I hope that advice is helping you guys. I really respect you for sticking around this whole breakdown. If We're Being Rëal going crazy at like 65 million streams or something. More songs to come, more breakdowns to come for sure. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.